Hello, and welcome to this video of LumenRT 3. We're going to show you some of the new features and capabilities and demonstrate how easy it is to generate professional-looking, high-fidelity immersive media directly from your CAD system. So here is what the completed scene looks like in SketchUp. We started with the SketchUp housing structure in the center and surrounded it with a number of LumenRT digital nature elements. The LumenRT digital nature elements include all the trees, vegetation, water, characters, animals, and cars you see here in the scene. These elements are low-definition proxy components that are automatically transformed into their high-definition equivalents inside of LumenRT. So for example, these simple static billboard trees you see here are automatically converted into high-definition 3D trees with fluttering leaves and breeze-affected motion. LumenRT also transforms these static human and animal figures into fully animated characters. We also added some birds flying around in the sky, which is what that funny looking figure 8 path overhead represents. So here's the finished result. LumenRT creates this very nice interactive 3D live cube that can be shared with your clients and your colleagues. Notice how all the low definition static trees have been replaced by the high definition 3D trees. And best of all, they're animated with fluttering leaves and breeze movements. When you first start a LumenRT Live Cube, the display is shown in animated mode if a camera path is present. We can also walk around the scene interactively by just using the mouse. By moving the mouse, you can look right, look left, or look up and down. Clicking the left mouse button allows you to walk through the scene just as you might do in a video game. If you want to go a bit faster, you can shuttle the middle mouse button to run forward or run backward. You can elevator up and down the scene by using the page up and page down keys. This allows you to move up or down to different floors in a building or different altitudes outside the building. Notice the animated characters here on the second deck level. Let's have a look at that nice swimming pool in the back. To drop back down to the pool level, we simply hit the left mouse button. Notice the nice animated ripples on the water. Hey, how about we take a quick dip in the pool? You can see the nice moving caustics in the water here as you look around. And here's a nice close-up view of the swaying banana trees. So that ends our interactive journey. Let's return to SketchUp where we'll demonstrate in greater detail how to create your own LumenRT Live Cubes. Here we are again back inside of SketchUp with only our basic building structure in the scene. We're going to surround the building with digital nature elements, but first, let's walk through a very basic LumenRT Live Cube creation. There are several rendering modes in LumenRT ranging from basic to advanced that allow you to trade off rendering quality versus speed. In most cases, the default standard mode lighting will deliver very nice results in around 5 to 10 minutes of render time. Here's a render of the scene using draft mode lighting, which took just under 20 seconds to complete. With the Live Cube now rendered, we can explore the scene interactively in high fidelity 3D. One of the really nice features of LumenRT is the ability to dynamically adjust the time of day. By using the G and H keys, we can set the time of day earlier or later and observe how light and shadows affect the appearance of the structure. Now here's the same model rendered using full lighting, which took around 15 minutes to complete. With full lighting, shadows are much more detailed and softer looking. Also, colors are casted and blended in a much more natural and convincing fashion. Notice how the red hues from the umbrella on the deck are reflected onto the wall and the ceiling. So here we are back in SketchUp. We're going to begin with our basic scene containing only the building. Then we're going to add LumenRT digital nature elements such as trees, plants, characters, and objects to give it a more appealing, lifelike appearance. To begin, let's add some trees to the scene. To do this, we begin by displaying the SketchUp Components menu, and then we load in the LumenRT content items. LumenRT 3 contains a small collection of trees, plants, humans, animals, and objects such as cars that can be added to the model just like any other SketchUp component. You can also purchase the LumenRT Content Pack, which contains a much larger collection of digital nature content. Here we add a tree to the scene and then resize it using the standard SketchUp object manipulation tools. Keep in mind that these SketchUp objects we're adding are only proxies, which will be converted into their high-definition counterparts inside of LumenRT. Now let's add a few banana trees. So here's what the scene looks like after adding vegetation. Let's add some LumenRT objects like a car. Object proxies like cars are added to the scene in the same fashion as any other component in SketchUp. You just click and drag the component to place it. You can also use the standard SketchUp manipulation tools to position and orient the object. The color of the car as it appears in LumenRT will take on a random color by default. However, you can set the car to a specific color by using the SketchUp material tools. Let's add a group of human characters. Like other LumenRT objects, the proxy characters will become animated inside of LumenRT. Next, let's add some animals to the scene like a nice cat. The white circle around the cat represents the animation path the cat will follow when it walks in the scene. Here we add some seagulls flying above the scene. The crisscrossing figure 8 pattern you see here represents the seagull flight path. Finally, let's add a background scenery ring around the scene. We'll use a ring of trees to create a nice looking intermediate background. That's it, we're done. The only thing left to do is to create a LumenRT Live Cube from the scene. Let's export this to LumenRT using the Quick Draft Mode button. It takes under a minute to process the scene. So here we are again back inside of LumenRT. Notice how the static characters are fully animated. Let's have a look at those nice trees. You can see the leaves fluttering in the wind, especially on the one on the left there. And here's our little friendly cat. And something nice to write home in. Let's take a look at the new LumenRT Content Pack. The LumenRT Content Pack contains hundreds of digital nature items such as trees, plants, animals, humans, and high-quality objects like cars. It also contains a high-quality set of materials that add interesting properties such as luminous light-emitting effects. We apply LumenRT materials just like any other SketchUp material. Here we add a luminous photo material to the TV screen and then position the texture. Now we'll generate a high-quality LumenRT Live Cube by clicking the LumenRT export icon, which displays a menu of options. You have a number of options you can select from to change the appearance of the sky in the background horizon. Let's use a cloudy sky and then select hills as a background horizon. Now we indicate a lighting quality level. Let's use full lighting, which takes around 15 minutes or so to render. So here again we have our new LumenRT Live Cube, and if we zoom in a bit, you can see the light being emitted from the television. So you can use these new special light-emitting materials as a way to create light sources in the scene. LumenRT provides you with multiple ways to interactively navigate the scene, including animation mode, walkthrough mode, orbit mode, and new with LumenRT is fly-through mode. Fly-through navigation mode allows you to quickly roam around the scene using the mouse. Orbit mode allows you to pivot around the scene in a fashion similar to a CAD system. Pressing the F6 key will take a snapshot image of the Live Cube and save it to the Live Cube folder. Here we are again back in SketchUp to demonstrate how camera animation paths are created and the new camera path smoothing feature in LumenRT. You create animation paths in SketchUp by using the Scene tabs to set camera keyframes. Notice that the animation path is very linear and abrupt when moving from one keyframe to the next. We can improve the quality of the animation path by applying a smooth motion to the camera. We do this by setting the camera smoothing slider on the LumenRT options palette. Notice how the camera path is much smoother, particularly around each of the keyframe set points. To save the animation, just click on the Save Animation button from the F1 help screen. This will then save each animation frame to your LiveCube folder. To publish the LiveCube for sharing with others, select the Publish button from the F1 help screen. This will then create a self-extracting executable that you can send to your clients and colleagues so that they can view and interact with your designs. The LiveCube will launch automatically on the PC or Mac. Also, the display quality will be set automatically based on the graphics capability of the machine it's running on. You can set the display quality level manually if you like by using the F7 and F8 keys. And that's it. So to recap, there are 3 key benefits of LumenRT. First is immersive media, the ability to experience designs in real-time 3D. Next is digital nature, the ability to enrich designs with natural elements. And finally, it's 3D for everyone. It's collaboration made simple. So why not take LumenRT 3 for a test spin today by downloading the trial version from LumenRT.com. Thanks again for watching.